There are a total of 118 ranged weapons in Terraria, and if you've ever wondered how they'd rank in a tier list, then you've come to the right place. For this video, I brought in a gun expert to test all of these ranged weapons for us.
No, wait.
Welcome in everyone, my name is Ethamir, and today I'm going to rank 40 of the 118 ranged weapons in Terraria. Now you might be thinking, why only 40? Well, dear viewer, the answer is simple. I'm splitting this ranged weapons ranking into 3 parts. Pre-hard mode ranged weapons, hard mode ranged weapons, and then consumables such as grenades. Today's video is part 1, meaning we're going to be covering all of the ranged weapons found in pre-hard mode. Now, let's discuss the parameters of this tier list. I'm going to be ranking these weapons with these 3 key factors in mind. Design. Does the weapon look cool? How does it sound? Functionality. Is the weapon worth using at the stage of the game that it's found in, or are you better off using something else? Obtaining. Is it craftable, or do you have to farm a tedious mob to acquire it? I might not discuss or mention these factors to you for each and every weapon, but just keep in mind that they all played a part in how I ranked the weapon. Obviously, there are some other factors that will contribute to my decision on specific weapons, but I'll make sure to mention them. There are 3 categories that I'm going to be ranking in this video: pre-hard mode bows, pre-hard mode guns, and pre-hard mode others. They'll all be on the same tier list. I just want to follow the progression of the game so that I'm not ranking the wooden bow right next to, let's say, the mini shark. This means I'll start with the wooden bow and I'll end with the star cannon. As I mentioned, this is only part 1 of 3 in the total ranking of all the ranged weapons. If you like this video and are interested in what I have to say for the rest, then you should subscribe. I plan on making a lot more Terraria videos this year, so stick around if you like what you see. Now, let's get into my ranking of the 40 pre-hard mode ranged weapons in Terraria. Category 1. Pre-hard mode bows. Starting off with the wooden bow. Not much to say, it's the second easiest weapon to obtain behind the copper short sword that you get when you start, which means it was bound to be the worst bow in the game. It's plain and simple, but honestly it doesn't need to be anything more. The only plus is just how easy it is to obtain, but you're still better off going for a better bow, because there are bows almost just as easy to get that are way better. D tier. Next up, we've got 4 bows that literally have the exact same stats. The boreal wood bow, the copper bow, the palm wood bow, and the rich mahogany bow. These are all just as simple as the wooden bow, and there's nothing special about the designs yet. Just wait a little longer and you can get something better. D tier for all. They're above the wooden bow, but the rank of all 4 can be interchanged apart from that since they're the same and I don't care for the designs. Next is the tin bow. What's weird about this bow is that it's the ore counterpart to the copper bow, yet it does 1 more damage. That's the only difference, so D tier above the last ones. Next, we have the ebon wood bow for corruption worlds and the shade wood bow for crimson. Both have 1 more damage than the last bow, but here's the thing, they're really easy to get, so if you're going to craft a bow right when you create your world, go for one of these and ignore the previous. D tier though. Above the previous, obviously. Next is the iron bow. Same exact stats as the last 2, but it's harder to get. D tier, but below the previous 2. Next we have the lead bow and the silver bow. The lead bow is the ore counterpart to the iron, but it's better, so it'll be on top of D tier for now. But for the silver bow, it's gonna go below the lead and D tier, and you're about to find out why. The tungsten bow is the ore counterpart for silver, yet it's better. My whole point here is that the weaker ore, lead, is on par with the stronger one, silver, yet silver's counterpart is better. Well, anyway, still in D tier, but at the top. Next up is the ashwood bow. Things start to get a little more interesting now because this bow is the fastest shooting one so far, but it has the same damage as the tungsten bow, and since you're gonna have to go all the way to hell to get the wood you use to craft this thing, I'm gonna put it below the tungsten bow. And that about sums up the D tier for now. Things should get better. Moving on, we've got the gold bow next. Slower than the ash bow, but it does 1 more damage. Also, I'm giving bonus points because it looks cool. The first in C tier. Next, we have the platinum bow, which is the ore counterpart of the gold bow. It's way better than the gold, it just doesn't look as cool. C tier, still above gold despite the lack of swag. Next, we have the demon bow. Only 1 more damage than the previous, but it finally has some knockback. None of the previous bows do. C tier. Next is the tendon bow. It has a whopping 4 more damage than the previous, but it just doesn't shoot as fast. Oh well, it's still better. C tier. Now, we have the first truly unique bow on the list, the blood rain bow. The raining blood that this thing shoots is really good, and it has auto fire. It's like the Daedalus storm bow of pre-hard mode. Acquiring it is a little bit of a task too, so overall, it's a really good bow. A tier. Next is the bee's knees. I really like this bow, and when you combine it with the hive pack, it's just even better. I mean, I love bee setups in this game. The only thing I don't like is that it isn't auto fire, but that's fine, I guess. B tier. Next up, the Hellwing bow. This one is pretty similar to the bee's knees, but it shoots way faster and it has auto fire, so it's just overall better. I mean, but it's a little harder to get, so that's one thing. A tier. Honestly, interchangeable with the Blood Rainbow. And for the final bow in this category, we have the Molten Fury. It's the highest damage bow in pre-hard mode, and it lights wooden arrows on fire for even more damage, but it's not auto fire, so I gotta take points because of that. B tier. Behind the bee's knees because it just isn't as cool. And that sums up the pre-hard mode bows category. I'm glad we got this one out of the way first because it's probably the most boring, especially since the early game bows are all pretty much the same and most of them aren't even worth getting. Moving on. Category 2. Pre-hard mode guns. Starting off this category and being the first gun on the list, we've got the Red Rider. It's decent, it fires pretty slow, but it has auto fire, so I give it points for that. But here's the thing, this thing is only obtainable during Christmas time, at least during pre-hard mode, and for that reason, I'm gonna take some points off. It's not even worth changing the time on your device to get this gun, so I'm gonna throw it in C tier. Pretty lame gun to start with, but at least we got it out of the way. Next up, we've got the Flintlock pistol. It's honestly a decent gun to use when you're first starting out, and it'll only cost you 5 gold from the arms dealer. Are you better off using the Undertaker? Yes, but this is easier to get and maybe you're not in a Crimson world. It fires pretty fast, but no auto fire. C tier, above the Red Rider since it's not a Christmas exclusive. Speaking of the Undertaker, let's talk about its counterpart, the Musket. The Musket is a Shadow Orb drop in Corruption worlds, and it's alright. It fires slow, but it does a lot of damage, so if you prefer more precise shots rather than spraying, then this gun is for you. C tier, above the Flintlock pistol. Now for the Undertaker itself, I like it a lot. It's a better version of the Flintlock, dealing more damage and having a little more knockback. Pretty easy to get, but found only in Crimson worlds. Still no auto fire, but in my opinion, it's the best gun we've talked about so far. C tier. Next up is a gun that I like even more than the Undertaker, and it's the Revolver. This gun is just a way better version of the Flintlock and Undertaker in every way. Sorry to say it again, but no auto fire. The only problem with the Revolver is that it's an item sold by the traveling merchant once you destroy a Shadow Orb or Crimson Heart, so obtaining it is pretty inconsistent. I'd recommend smashing the orbs or hearts until you get the Musket or Undertaker, then use those until your traveling merchant sells this gun because it's just sick. You can be a real cowboy. I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's pretty cool. Now, we've got probably the most iconic ranged weapon up next, the Mini Shark. Now, how could you not love this thing? It's obtainable as soon as your arms dealer arrives, and it's usable all throughout pre-hard mode, and it even has 2 upgrades. Also, it's finally a gun with auto fire. My heart is now content. Easy S tier. Next up, we've got the Boomstick found in the underground jungle. Considering it's a shotgun and you need to be pretty close to make it effective, I'd say it's pretty situational, but simply put yourself in that situation. Get close! And this thing is fun. B tier. Is the Boomstick not enough for you? Then try the quad barrel shotgun. Once you beat Skeletron, you can buy this puppy from your arms dealer, and it's pretty much the same thing as the Boomstick, it just has stronger knockback and fires slower. But who cares about a slower fire rate when you shoot this many pellets? One thing I should mention is that it actually consumes a bullet for each pellet, so while the Boomstick shoots a few pellets but only consumes 1 bullet, this thing consumes all 8 bullets for the 8 pellets. Regardless, it still shreds through things. A tier. Next up is another post-Skeletron gun, being the handgun that is found in the dungeon. It's a better version of the Revolver, so it's pretty basic as it's the same thing as earlier guns, but it's got an upgrade we're about to talk about. B tier. The Phoenix Blaster is said upgrade, and the only difference between the two is that the Phoenix Blaster does 4 more base damage. Would I say it's still worth getting? Yes. I guess it's just a little silly that this thing is almost on par with the Musket, which is way easier to get. Oh well. I just like that you can do a simple pistol progression path, going from the Flintlock to the Revolver to the handgun and then the Phoenix Blaster. I'll put it in B tier, above the aforementioned pistols. Now for the final weapon in this category, we have the Pneumatic Horn, which is dropped from Deerclops. Man, this thing is not only silly and fun to use, but it is strong. It's auto fire, my favorite, and it shoots extremely fast, and it just looks pretty cool to shoot random things. Definitely a weapon worth going for. I'm gonna put it in A tier. And that's about it for the pre-hard mode guns category. There are definitely some standout items in this category that you should use. Here's the list, and now on to the next category. Category 3. Pre-hard mode others. I'm gonna speed through this category since there's only a few weapons in here that are worth your time. Starting us off is the blowpipe. I wouldn't even use this if it was the first weapon I found. D tier. Next up is the sand gun. If you have bad aim, then you'll literally just be spraying sand everywhere. Sure, you can break it for reusable ammo, but it's just not worth the hassle to me. You know I love my auto fire though. Look at that speed. C tier. Next, we've got the snowball cannon. Snowballs are super easy to get. 1 block of snow literally makes 15 snowballs, so overall this is a solid weapon to use if you find it. C tier. Next up is the paintball gun. I see this mainly as a meme weapon since it drops when your painter dies, but it's actually not too horrible considering it doesn't use ammo. I wouldn't use it myself, but no shade to you if you do. I mainly just hate that it's burst fire. D tier. Next is the harpoon, another weapon I personally wouldn't use, but it's another weapon that doesn't use ammo. It's got some niche uses, which makes it a decent spare weapon to have though. Still D tier to me. Next is the ale tosser. This is a weapon that makes me ask, why would you use this? The fact that it uses ale as ammo just says it all. D tier. Holy moly, we've got an actual good and viable weapon up next. The Star Cannon. This weapon is an upgrade from the Mini Shark and it shows because it's extremely powerful. I even use this thing in hard mode. If you're struggling to get fallen stars for ammo, just set up a massive platform in the sky and you'll be set. S tier. Finally, to bring this category to a close is the blowgun. I hope you aren't expecting a great ranking considering how much I hate the blowpipe, but if you're gonna use darts, then just use this thing. I'm sure there are some dart lovers. Why is that such a tongue twister? I'm sure there are some dart lovers out there, but I am not one. I'll put it in C tier. If the one dart fan is watching, please don't hate me. Alright, speed round over. Are you ready to see the final ranking? Can I get a drum roll, please? Ta-da! There's my ranking of all 40 pre-hard mode ranged weapons in Terraria. What do you think? Is there anything you agree or disagree with? Let me know in the comments. This list will be expanded on in parts 2 and 3. I'll be showing the hard mode weapons and the consumables in their own separate lists, along with a list that combines all 3 of the categories. That's about it for this video. I originally planned for this to be one big video, but I realized it was going to take me a really long time and I'd rather upload them in parts so that I can get some videos out rather than just leave my channel all alone. Once again, if you like this ranking and you're curious to see how I'll rank the rest, make sure to subscribe. I don't know when the next parts will be posted, but it will be sometime in the near future. I'll make sure to come back and link the next parts, just in case you're watching this and they're already out. Anyway, I'm Ethamir and thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.